What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be reviewing this guy here. This is the Mastersons foam cannon. I can't remember the name. Let's see, Vortex? Yes, Vortex G2 foam cannon. They advertise that this gets like 75% more foam than, I don't know exactly what, maybe their previous model, but tons of foam production is what they're claiming. Really different housing to this thing. You can see it's very large and just a lot of plastic around the head. I don't think that obviously this is just the housing of it. It's not going to make any difference. It looks cool. It adds some weight to the head of it, so keep that in mind. But we're going to go ahead and jump into this thing and actually test it out. I'm going to disassemble it. We'll look at the internals, see all that kind of good stuff, and then we'll actually test it to see just how much foam it gets. You all know my favorite is the IMJOSHV Foam Cannon Pro V2. I sell it on my website personally, unbranded. I actually now have the IMJOSHV branded versions as well. Whichever option you want, you can get them there. But this guy looks pretty cool, and if it does what they claim, then that's pretty amazing. This thing does retail, I think the normal retail is like 130 bucks, but they have it discounted down, so it's a $100 item. And I'll say right off the bat, for a $100 foam cannon, it's lacking some features, just in that price point, guys. And now, again, if it gets a ton of foam, then no problem, right? But just at that price point, typically we're talking about having some sort of something at the bottom of the straw just to keep the straw in the solution no matter what way you're moving. I will say this is a nice silicon based, really pliable straw. So it's a nice straw. It just doesn't have a weight or anything on it or a filter. The other main thing that it doesn't have is the ability to turn from shooting vertically to horizontally. It just has the ability to adjust the spray pattern, not the actual direction. When you're in this price point, 70 and above, typically, you usually have that option. So for example, here is the MTM PF22 Hydro, and as you can see, it's facing vertical right now. You can see the head of it, where the foam would come out right here, is up and down, and then you can turn the back end of it and turn it horizontal. Why is that important? Honestly, I don't use it a ton, but I like having it there as an option because when you're spraying down the side of a car, yeah, you want it shooting vertically so you're getting a nice fan across. But when you move on to the roof or the hood or any flat surfaces, if you have it still in that vertical position and you're going across, you're shooting a ton of foam over the vehicle and you're wasting product. If you turn it sideways, you go across that way and it blankets it as it should. So just a nice feature to have. The PF22 has it. The IMJOSHV Foam Cannon Pro, as you can see inside there, there's the vertical, and then you can twist it, and it goes horizontal. Can you see that? A little dark, sorry. But anyways, goes horizontal. The Adams, I can't remember exactly which one this is, but this has the ability, same thing, shooting vertical, twist the back end of it, goes to horizontal. The Max Shine can do the same thing, vertical, turn it, horizontal, then you can change your fan pattern from there. So just something to consider there, guys. Not a huge deal, but let's go ahead and jump into Masterson's website, look at the product details, and talk about it from there. All right, guys, so the Vortex G2 foam cannon, they state is the next generation in foam car wash technology, designed in California by the Mastersons car care team. They state that the Vortex G2 is engineered using advanced technology. It says that the all-new Vortex injection system delivers up to 75% more foam than the competition. It also it's more efficient and uses 25% less water to deliver that foam. Now, as far as features go, guys, they talk about an all-new ergonomic design, which is nice, and I agree. It does, it fits in the hand. You have this little grip here, feels good. Tons of grip here off the nozzle. They also talk about the Vortex foaming injection system, which we'll open that up and see if I see any difference between the other ones, but I don't know exactly what that is yet. They also talk about a wide mouth bottle, which is true, and I do like that because it makes it easier to fill your product in there as opposed to just a regular small necked bottle. So I like that a lot. However, guys, really quickly right off the bat, the bottle is wider, but the base isn't super wide. So the fact that this head is so heavy, it does kind of it stands up, but it's a little top heavy, but it stands up, especially if you're gonna have product in there, it's gonna set it down better and shouldn't be a problem. Now, one thing to note, guys, on their website, they talk about a twin bottle design, and they state that they're the world's first foam cannon featuring that. Now, what is that? That is, let me go ahead and take this off. Right here. So on the bottom of it, you can see the main threading for the outer diameter, and then there has the ability to thread in a smaller necked bottle right on the inside as well. Are they the first to do that? I have no idea. It's been around. I don't know how long this thing's been around, so I don't know. For example, guys, the Atoms right here, this thing's been out for quite some time, and they have that ability. So as you can see, let's see if you can focus in on that, but it's right here as well. Inner diameter and then outer diameter. You can screw on 2 different size bottles. The Griot's Boss foam cannon has that ability. The MJJC foam cannon Pro used to on their V1 model. On the V2 they took it away. Well, actually the little inserts there, but it's not threaded anymore. So I don't know why they took that away, but it's gone. So I don't know if they're the first to do it. Like I said, I don't honestly know how long this thing's been out. So, but moving right along, they do state that it works with all pressure washers. They don't talk about what size orifice is in the foam cannon, so we'll take a look at that as well, but it says that it's able to be used with lower PSI, lower GPM pressure washers. So I'm thinking it's a 1.1, but they also say you can use it with gas pressure washers. So that's making me think it's a 1.25, because otherwise you don't, if you have too small of an orifice on too much power, it's gonna be blowing out the seams, causing too much draw on the pressure washer. So I don't know, but let's go ahead and open this thing up now. We'll look at it in more detail and then we'll get into testing it. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and open this thing up and actually take a look at it. So I'm just gonna, first things first, just gonna back off the bottle because we don't need that for anything. The straw can stay in it, no problem there. Now, in order to get this cone off, that's what we need to get to access to see where the foam filter is on the back end here. We need to back that off to see where the orifice is. So first things first, guys, I'm gonna just take a pair of vice grips and I'm just gonna clamp down on this piece here. Now, I will say all of this plastic housing around it, I don't see any reason, I mean, it's a little loose. I don't see any reason for it other than it just, you know, just for looks. I don't know, it makes it a little bit harder to service just because this stuff is in the way a little bit. There we go. So go ahead and back that all off. And there is the orifice right in there. Now I will say right off the bat, it looks to be a larger orifice to me, but I can't really tell. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. You just need a flathead screwdriver, stick it in there on the slot of that orifice and get it loose and back it out. So there it is. There is our orifice. Now just looking at it, yeah, it's definitely, I would not call that a 1.1. It's probably a 1.25. So we may be able to increase foam production, but we're not going to be doing that because this thing states it gets 75% more foam than the competition. And you gotta keep in mind, guys, in all the tests that I've done, the MJJC foam cannon Pro, the Griot's Boss foam cannon, and the MTM PF22 Hydro all got incredible amounts of foam, considerably more than the rest of the competition. So if this is at least in that category, then great. But at the same time, if they're saying it gets 75% more than the competition, you have to keep in mind that the MJJC, MTM, and Griot's are in that competition. So technically you gotta get 75% more than that, which I don't see happening. But who knows? Let's go ahead and pop this back inside. I will say construction's good. They are using a lot of brass fitments. The orifice, as you can see, is stainless. So that's all good. This is just your control knob to increase or decrease the amount of water flow going through to increase your foam production. Now let's go ahead and get this whole housing piece off. How do we do that? Well, the same as usual. You see this little hole there. It looks different because there's just so much to this, the head of this unit. But same exact idea here, guys. There's just a little pin right in here that we need to get out. So I'm just gonna push through. There we go. And it came right out the other side here. So now I'm just gonna grab a pair of pliers and pull that out. Got it. Now with that out, this whole thing should slide off. Here it comes. Okay, and as you can see, this whole thing is just housing, right? Nothing else to it. As far as any other kind of design to it, I don't see anything different at all. This piece right here, we should be able to back this off. The filter should be sitting right here. I'm gonna try and do that. Sometimes these are really hard to get off, but let's see. Oh, we're taking this piece off, I guess, from here, and I don't know if we should be doing that, but let's just take this whole thing apart. Okay, a little interesting there. There's a little reduction cone there, and I don't know if that's common or not, to be perfectly honest. Now, at this point, I could potentially take this whole plastic piece off probably, but we're gonna leave it in place, but that looks like that's how you would get that off if you wanted to. So a little reduction cone there, maybe that does make a difference, I don't know. We'll go ahead and just tighten this back down, and then we'll get back to trying to get this piece off. And again, guys, it just, assembly and disassembly of this thing is a little trickier just because of all this plastic housing on it. All right, guys, so I really cranked on that thing. I was trying to get it to come apart, but I cannot get it. They use some sort of Loctite or something in there. So, but you can see right through here, if that'll focus for you guys. Let me try and bump up the color for you. Anyways, there is a little metal filter in there. I can't see if it's the same kind as all the others or not, but okay, so we've got the head back on and it is functioning properly, opening and closing, all good there. We're just gonna take the pin, place that back in through here and try and get that to seat down. I might have to use there it goes. And then finally, we're gonna just reapply the quick connection point. Alrighty guys, so for this test, I have a black door panel here, just so you guys can see the foam production really well, as opposed to on my white van. But all I'm using here is a Ryobi 1800 PSI, 1.2 GPM electric pressure washer. So this is not known for producing the most amount of foam. That's why I love high foaming foam cannons so much, because you can still get the amount of foam you would from like a gas pressure washer out of an electric one. So here you go, guys. I have this filled up with what did I do? I did 3 ounces of Mr. Pink. I don't know why I did 3. I usually do 2, but went up a little bit. 3 ounces here just to give it a fair representation, because like I said, that orifice is bigger in there. So we're gonna test it out that way and see how it does. Alrighty guys, so here it is. Tightened all the way down on the top. Everything's good to go, and we're gonna test it. Oh, let me turn the nozzle. Adjust my angle a little bit. There we go, here we go. And it's good foam. So here, so you guys can see it up front. It's definitely nice, thick foam. Great coverage. There's definitely some water content into it, but not bad at all. Again, we're just using basic stuff here, Mr. Pink soap, nothing crazy. So I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see, I mean, it's doing a great job of sticking to the panel. It's not running down at all. Let me go ahead and rinse it off, and then we'll spray it again. Now, because that went onto a completely dry panel, just to be fair, we are gonna rinse this off and reapply. Okay, now that the panel is wet, we're gonna reconnect the foam cannon, and here we go. Yeah guys, it gets great foam. It's a fantastic foam cannon. It does a really good job. So as you can see again guys, this is going onto a wet panel now, and everything's staying stuck on there nice and thick. It's doing a fantastic job. I'm very impressed with it. All right guys, now just to show you a comparison, I'm gonna take the head of an IMJOSHV Foam Cannon Pro, take the bottle off the Mastersons, and just fill it up exactly with the same exact amount of product, and then we'll test it so you guys can see the difference, or just see if it's the exact same, because it's getting really good foam. All right guys, so the size of the neck is different. The Mastersons is actually slightly bigger than the IMJOSHV neck, so I'm just gonna pour the solution that we're using into the IMJOSHV, and then we'll test it out. Okay, so here we are with the IMJOSHV Foam Cannon Pro V2. Let me grab my phone so I can film this up close for you guys. Alrighty, and here we go. And the IMJOSHV is still the winner. I mean, it's so thick that it's running down. See, that's what I like. I like that it puts so much foam on there and then pulls all the dirt and everything down with using the lubrication from the soap. That's the key that I like so much, and how thick this goes on. So this little guy definitely gets more foam. All right guys, so there you have it. That is the Mastersons G2 Vortex G2 foam cannon. I'm very impressed with it. I think it did a fantastic job. I was surprised by the results when I switched over to the IMJOSHV. This was getting so much foam, I thought it was just gonna be the exact same. The IMJOSHV kind of surprised me on that one, that it got significantly more foam on that. But this really did a good job, because that foam stuck on there very, very well. So, but great choice here, guys. If you have this, it's a fantastic choice. The IMJOSHV that I was running does have the 1.1 millimeter orifice in it, which is smaller than the one that's in here. So if you switch that out in here, you're probably gonna get even more foam to be equivalent to that IMJOSHV on that one. But we're not comparing that. This is $100 on sale, I guess. I think that's probably their normal price, $100, but $100 versus the MJJC comes in $80 and under, depending on where you buy it from. They're on my site for, I think we're the cheapest price, so I'm not 100% sure. And ours are actually in stock, so we can ship them out right away. I think if you order them on Amazon, it's like 3 to 4 weeks or 5 weeks shipping time. So keep that in mind, guys. If you're interested, I'll link it down in the description for you. But guys, like I said, for $100, this thing did a fantastic job. However, it is missing some features that I would like having the ability to change from vertical to horizontal spray. Comparing this to the Chemical Guys big mouth foam cannon, this got more foam in my opinion. So that's it, guys. Just wanted to do a quick review for you, highlight this little product here. Cool design, a little top heavy, but pretty cool. So that's it, guys. Make sure to like the video, make sure you subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one.